welcome back to Attingham Park, and the first thing you might notice is there is background music. That is because there was another ID10T error and I did not record the game sound. I was messing around in OBS and muted the farm sim sound and forgot to re-enable it, so that's why we've got some music. So I'm just getting the cows moved up, the beef cattle moved, and the few dairy calves that are in that field as well. Not going to be showing too much more of that yard because we've done 2 videos on it. I did get those cows fed and the mix works quite well. I'll show that to you at some point. I was struggling with what to do on the farm today, so I ended up doing a contract. There was an oat harvesting contract and we could do with oats for the grain mix, so that kind of seemed like a good idea. But first off, we're going to have a look at the custom TMR that I've got for the dairy cows. That's 15% hay, at least 10% grain mix, and now I can't see the rest, so we'll look at it as we go. Yeah, I've put a bunch of minimums in to force me to do different things, so and we'll look at it again in a moment, but I'm pretty sure there are minimums on grain mix, hay, grass silage and maize silage. So rather than just the 10% grass silage, 10% maize silage, we've got to put in a few other things, which I think is kind of cool. I might have put in a minimum on the molasses as well. I am not sure. I'm trying to be really careful backing this bale out of here. I'm going to do a really good job up until this point, where I turned too soon. It was longer than I thought. Yeah. So yeah, I really should have had open in front of me the mix that I have created, and in fact, I might just do that. In fact, there it is. So yeah, the minimums are hay, grain mix, maize silage, and grass silage. And I thought that was quite a good mix. I might tweak it further. The problem is if you have too many small, like too many ingredients that have a minimum, and you get to the point where you can't put a lot of some things in. Kind of makes sense. And I still want to rely heavily on grass silage and maize silage as the main feed. So I think all of the minimums add up to about 45% of the mixer. So then if we want to add in some other bits, we've got a bit of room. Something we do need is some grain mix. So I'm just looking at the moment at what buckets we have, because we're going to need about 4,500 litres of grain mix to hit that 10% minimum, which is probably what I'm going to go for most of the time. We might actually end up buying a different bucket. We didn't have any grain mix. Well, we had about 600 litres of grain mix left in the silo, so we're going to get ourselves a grain mill and do some milling first, because without that we can't really feed the cows, and it's about time we brought one. We've got plenty of cash in the bank. Money's going up from the milk. We're getting more and more cows that are producing milk now, so although we blew, I think, the best part of about 700 grand building the new farm, we were okay. Again, I was just looking through for buckets. I've got this one, which is 3,000 litres. I'm going to have a quick look on ModHub at some point and see if we can find ourselves a bucket that's maybe a wheel. I wonder if there's a smaller bucket for that big Volvo wheel loader that maybe holds about 5,000 litres. That would work quite well, I think, and would do the job kind of nicely. Yeah, so I do have the fill level limiter set on here, but I'm just going to kind of wing it. We've got quite a lot of boats. No boats. That's a different game. We don't do boats in Farm Sim. We've got quite a lot of barley and wheat and not that many oats. So my plan is to do at least 50% wheat, because that's the minimum, and we've got a lot of wheat. We'll then do the minimum of oats we can get in, so probably about 11%, because we really don't have a lot of oats. And then we'll top the rest up with barley, and that'll give us a grain mix that we can do with the crops that we have, or the grains that we have in store. And I think that'll work well. I think doing it that way, we've got enough to do a good from the oats anyway, probably about 25 loads. This holds about 15,000 litres. I'm not sure for the other grains. I was more focused on oats. In fact, maybe more, maybe 30, 35. We're looking at about 1,500 litres of oats in the mix. So yeah, I think we're in a pretty good place because we should be able to get a mix that gives us. We've got the best part of 400,000 litres of grains in the silo, so we should be pretty good from that point of view. That's nearly 100 mixer wagons full, apart from the fact that we do need it for some of the other animals. So that should be fine. There should be plenty for the year. We're not planting as much grain next year, I don't think. But that should be okay because this save will end after next year. But I want to leave the farm in a good... And I never like going with we're ending the save next year, so we don't need to produce any food and we can just skip everything. I like to have my farm so that when I stop playing, they're set up so that I could continue if I wanted to. What I'm trying to do here is to get the auger over the silo so that we can mill directly into the silo. That seemed like the easiest option, except my reversing skills are not at their optimal at the moment. So the next job we're going to do on the farm, because this is going to kick in a moment. Actually, we might go back to mixing TMR. We do need to move some slurry as well. The slurry pit for the cowshed is getting quite full, so we need to transfer it to the big tank, whatever it is. I don't know. Yeah, the big slurry tank thing that's just there that you can see. Because that will let us keep producing more. At some point, we'll probably start putting that through the BTAs, maybe. I don't know. Kind of keeping some of it for processing fields, although, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the slurry. For now, I'm just storing it. So I think I just milled the one load because we only need 4,500 litres. So I do keep milling through the day then, just to get a bit of a stockpile, because I don't want to be doing that every 3 days or so. That'll be a bit of a pain. The other cool thing about buying the CCM mill is we do still have a field of corn that we're waiting to ripen because we're going to make CCM, which I've not done in anything other than testing in FS22, so that's going to be cool. Probably going to put in my CCM fermenting mod, so I think we'll go that way to get that done, because why not? Hey, and it kind of makes it easier because we're not going to compact it in a silo. I might see if we can squeeze a little bunker silo in somewhere as well, just so you guys can see that. But I have got a video on it if you're really that bothered. Yeah. And it sort of reminds me of Charwell, where you had the CCM fermenting silo on there. Oh, I had fun with that, trying to get the CCM out of there. I'm trying, and I give up on trying to get about 2,000 litres in the bucket. It empties so quickly. Yeah. The other thing, I was trying to look at whether I could set a fill level limit for the bucket, but it doesn't seem to work on there, or at least not giving me the option, and I couldn't remember what it was. I think I'm probably stabbing at the keyboard at this point to try and find that. In the end, I give up at some point. Come on, give up. There we go. We'll just fill the bucket and we'll put 5,200 litres of grain mix in. It gives us plenty of room still. And the nice thing at the moment with using the loose maize silage is we can put everything else in and then just top it up with maize silage with whatever's left. That's going to change when we switch to bales, obviously, but I think we've got plenty of maize silage in that pit still, so it's going to last us a while, which is kind of cool. So far, we've got hay and grain mix in there. Obviously, the numbers are a bit funky at the moment because it's just the ratio of the two. But we've got about the right amounts, I think. So next is probably going to be some grass silage because it's here. The other thing, I don't think I set a minimum for it. But I want to be able to use the beet pulp silage still as well. So that's one of the reasons I didn't set all of the minimums quite so tight. I do want to use a variety of ingredients on here. I have got in the past, in the fairly recent past, into a habit sometimes of just throwing in, and I've said it a few times, just throwing in some grass silage and some maize silage and calling it good because I wanted to do something else. A bit like if you watched the stream last week with Paul later on when we were just skipping endless amounts of time and I was just doing I think like 20% grass silage, 80% maize silage, or the other way around. And yeah, that does work. So that gives us 10,000 litres. I think I end up putting another bale in of grass silage just to get a bit more. We have quite a lot of it around the farm. We are probably going to be doing a hay cut in August, I think. Although we did cut a field of hay at the beginning of the month, there are a lot of grass fields that we didn't cut, and they should be reaching peak mowability, that word, on the 1st of August. So yeah. Yes, we're just getting a bale of beet pulp silage, and this is probably about the right point. First thing I'm going to do is say thank you to the patrons and YouTube channel members. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Yesterday, I killed my pen that I use to make a note of what time I say that when I'm recording. So I've had to get another pen to do that, which is a bit annoying. And the next step, and I've left it to this, and there's nothing in the video that says this is happening. Time to do the giveaway. First, massive thank you to Quacker for providing the prize for this and giving back to the community. I'm not going to be announcing it anywhere else, so the only way you will have got to enter is you will have watched at least 12 minutes of this video. So hopefully that means that it's going to go to someone who's active in the community and actually enjoys the video and all that kind of thing. Few legal things to get out of the way first. There are some written rules below. So please look in the video description. First one, giveaway is not at all sponsored by YouTube and they bear no liability for the giveaway. And please check the community guidelines that are linked below. There is only one prize for this giveaway, and that is a PC copy of Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, which is redeemable through the Nvidia Geforce Experience software. There are no alternative prizes. There are no guarantees or warranties with this prize. If you can't get it to work, then I'm afraid that's kind of it. You know, something that we're doing just to give a little bit back to the community, and you know, I don't want this to turn into something that's really painful and difficult. If you want to enter, it is completely free, and just comment below, I want to get hammered. The way that I will pick a winner is I will, there are a bunch of apps available that will randomly draw someone from the comment section that make that comment, and that will be announced after. So the competition will close on the 25th of January, and the winner will be announced after that in the next relevant Attingham Park video. The winner will need to contact me via email or Discord. I'll make sure that my email address is available as well, but Discord would probably be easier to claim the prize. I'm not going to tell you. Again, you'll need to watch the videos to see if you won or not, and I think with that, it's a bit that I missed off. Once I've announced the winner, if they don't get back to me within 5 days, I will have to redraw another winner. So yeah, I really want this to be a prize that goes to someone who is watching the videos, active in the community. I don't want it to be that some bot can win it. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it the way that I am. And yeah, so if you're interested in a copy of Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, comment below, I want to get hammered. And hopefully this all works and doesn't turn into a massive ordeal. You know, it's something that's being done. You know, Quacker provided the prize. It's something that's being done as a benefit for people. If this turns into a pain in the arse, I won't ever do anything like this again. So bear that in mind. I'm not in the best place mentally right now, to be honest. And yeah, if it turns into something stressful, I just won't do it again. You know. but I want this to be a good thing, so hopefully it will be. So we're just moving all of the slurry now, or not all of it, enough so that we have some spare capacity, because we need some spare space to keep the cows producing milk. And I'm going to be slightly cliched here. I want a vehicle to get between the two farms that's fast. The plan is to have both farms set up so they can work independently, apart from maybe production of things. So in terms of, to go over and feed the beef cows, we'll be fine. We'll have everything over there. So going to get myself a Land Rover. I know it's massively cliched. I'm playing on a UK map and I'm buying a Land Rover. I've got the cash for it, so it's not like I'm buying it as the first vehicle that I buy when I don't have tractors and shit. Sorry if you've got your kids watching. I know some of you do watch with your kids, and I should bear that in mind more, because I find it really cool that people actually sit and watch my videos with their kids. So apologies for that. So, yeah, so I've gone for classic Landy Green. I have no particular affinity to Land Rovers. I don't think I have driven one in the past. It was a horrible experience. It did sound awesome. It was a petrol V8. It sounded amazing, but it had a wrecked gearbox. It was not a lot of fun. Thankfully, I didn't have to drive it very far, and it wasn't on any public roads. Yeah, so we've got that now. And I say the idea is to be able to move between the two farms quickly. So as I said, there is an oat harvesting contract on field 2, so it's next to the beef farm, next to Wellington Farm, because I really like that name, Cartech. Do you get it? Beef Wellington. It's a farm where we raise beef, and you make beef Wellington. You're laughing, aren't you? Yeah, I thought so. Good. So I'm going to time lapse some of the harvesting contract, partly because it didn't have any game sound anyway. It's not super fast time lapse, and yeah. It's one of the things where I'm recording on a laptop, and they're just explaining. There are some options that I've thought about for trying to improve that, but they don't really work with how I play on my laptop. I just didn't see that the game sound had been turned off. It's one of the things. So I'm still toying with the idea of, when I join Paul on a Thursday, having my own stream up so that people can see my viewpoint. And I've started toying with that. And one of the things that I'm hesitant about is I don't want to change any of the settings in OBS. So I installed Streamlabs OBS yesterday, but I haven't got around to going through setting it up yet and testing it and stuff. So at some point that'll happen. But at the moment, I don't have a huge amount of spare mental capacity for changing things. If you know me, you'll know change is bad. Sometimes new things are bad, and at the moment, that is something that I'm avoiding. So yeah. Although we do have the new series that I've just started, but that's basically me finding a chilled way to play Farm Sim. So yeah. It was me. I think I was just about to grab a possible thumbnail there. Anyway, it's starting to cut in now. It was slightly frustrating, actually. I think, actually frustrating and good. The yard up near field 2, it's one that VF plays on. I think looks really nice, but it didn't have cows. I think it has pigs and horses. And when I looked at selling those and putting in my own sheds, it didn't really fit very well. Because I generally, I don't think I'm particularly good at building farmyards. People seem to like watching those videos, but I don't think I'm particularly good at it. But saying that, I think the one that I have built blends into the map moderately well. I tend to have some probably too harsh edges and not enough decoration and stuff, but driving up to it and driving past it and stuff, I feel that particularly the cowshed that I've picked blends in quite well with the surroundings and actually works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I was pretty happy with how the TMR mix worked up here as well. I'll probably show that in the next video. And it worked pretty well with the bale ratio, with the bales that we've got, and adding in the extra bits. I can't remember exactly what it was now that I put in, because it was quite a while ago. I've been sitting on this video for a few days to do the commentary. Yeah. pretty much done with this harvest. I kind of concluded by the time that I'd finished, for the amount of money we made, I should have just gone and brought some from the farm supply pack. But it was kind of nice to just sit in the combine and do some harvesting. And we've not really maximized our return because I could have brought all my own stuff over. I have all the stuff that we need to do this, but it saved me a bit of a trek. But we do now have quite a long drive across the map. We've got to go all the way across the map to British Grain. And frustratingly, it's my first time really exploring the map because it's the first time we've been off the farm particularly. It's a sell point you've got to back into, and we've got 2 trailers and one of them's a dolly. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But I did get to drive a nice class tractor. It was pretty good fun. And we've got the Fendt 939 as well. I do like that big Fendt. It's not the biggest Fendt, but it's a big Fendt. Probably a pretty big tractor if you saw it in real life. And one that I used the Black Beauty version on one of my early Let's Plays, and I'm probably going to bring that back at some point again. I just like that tractor. I was trying to show off my dolly reversing skills, and they were awful. I can generally reverse a dolly trailer now. It would be interesting because I've learned how to reverse. There's a little bit of real world experience being around, not so much myself doing the driving, but my dad reversing trailers to do his stuff with all the boats and things that we used to mess about with. And so I had the basic theory, and then I practiced a fair bit in Farm Sim, and it would be really interesting to try reversing a trailer now. So we get to keep 5,600 litres of oats, which is not too bad, and we get a bit of cash, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah. And I know some of you on Discord are really keen for me to do a tractor driving experience day to see how I do in the real world, and at some point I would love to do that. I think it would be a lot of fun. Just that Adam did one last summer, I think, and I had a great time. And at some point I'll probably do that, whether it'll just be something I go and do with my family and let you know. Who knows? But I think it could be a lot of fun. I did look them up, and there are some semi-locally. I guess it depends a lot on the time of year as to what you get to do. But I'd love to have a go at doing a bit of front loader work, just driving a tractor, maybe doing some stuff with a trailer, that kind of thing. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It would be an interesting challenge to see how Farm Sim transfers across to the real world. I know Blogs did it. some young lads were watching him from the edge of a field ages ago, and they mentioned that they played Farm Sim, and I think he let them in either the tractor or the Merlot or something like that to have a go at some of it, which is really cool. Any farmers in the southeast of England that want to risk their tractor on me and you're watching, get in touch. You know you want to. So I'm just going to get the rest of this grain mix put away, and going to call it a day. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions or suggestions below, and if you want to enter the giveaway, comment I want to get hammered. And if you're new to the channel and you've watched this far, subscribe, turn on notifications, and you'll see more stuff like this.